What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. So this was like the racism doom capitalism. So I was watching one of them one of them Dar Man videos. It wasn't Dar Man though. It was a different, like a different person. And the guy was playing, decided to go to college as a student, and a professor was disrespecting the guy because of his race. He was like, he's an Indian guy, and teacher was white, dean was white, class was white, so he was making fun of the students. Come to find out, the student was actually a young astrophysicist who had heard that the teacher in question, who they were going to promote, was basically getting enjoyment out of trying to crush his students' dreams and aspirations. And one of the things that the guy said when he got on the stage and showed himself to be one of the board members that was supposed to yay or nay this teacher to be on staff, was, how many great minds have you destroyed basically by being an idiot? How much did you cost astrophysics with this behavior? And I tie that into the racism piece because that's what people seem to skip over, right? And the reason I bring that up is because there are a lot of brilliant stories in America, and Black America in particular, of people who were brilliant minds, but racism caused them to get the short end of the stick. Whether they worked for a company or they went out on their own and created something, it really didn't matter that somewhere along the line, racism structural foothold and people's need to keep it going for their own financial gain created something that a lot of Americans don't want to talk about. Rampant incompetence. Because there was less and less competition because you took out competitive people or highly intelligent people because of insecurities, and what that caused is rampant nepotism, whether it be family or racial nepotism. And the thing about that is, just because you got all the faces that look like you in a room does not mean all the faces that look like you in a room are competent or qualified. So when you see a country like ours in $20 trillion of debt, going to unnecessary parts of the globe for war under incompetent reasons, but we know there's a different reason behind it. Iraq was oil, that Afghanistan was opium, right? But you don't know that at face value because you're not that bright. This idea that what does this have to do with the country? Well, you made it so that you have people so concerned about competition as far as race, you made it about sex, birth of a nation style. You don't want these people to come and have sex with your daughters but the people that you were talking about were really people who were highly intelligent and competent and could best you in STEM and business, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and business. So now, with that dynamic, now you got the political system, right? And you got two sides, Republican, Democrat, who continuously can never get anything done. Never get anything done. Never is a big word, but rarely get anything done. And these are old people who are not going to be living long, who you would think would go, listen, I ain't got the time to play these games. But but to keep this ball rolling, they constantly play games. Now, when money comes to play, you don't want these people to have money, because if they have money, they actually might invest in themselves. Oh, okay. Okay. And if they invest in themselves, capitalism isn't going to work as much, because they're going to capitalize on capitalism. And God forbid that happens. We want them dependent on us, because we want to have a foothold on the next crop that might be competitive, so we can crush them, so we can stay in these positions. But ultimately, you can't stay in the positions because you're not competent enough to stay in a position. Thus, the financial market needing to bail out. Thus, the car industry needing to bail out. Thus, the real estate industry, bubble bursting, and predatory loans is why the bubble grew in the first place. So you have these things going on, and you never considered how many minds did we lose with this that could have gotten us out of this hole. You never know. But because of the debt, the incompetence falls squarely on white America's shoulders, though it doesn't want to say it. Because even all the ills of our community and other communities stem from the white community and their insecurity, incompetence, and using racism as a weapon. But so when people, and I use that picture because that's not the Martin Luther King you remember. Because people tried to stamp out his brilliant mind because they snuffed out his life. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they killed him. For that quote that's in the thumbnail. Not the "I have a dream." That's not the one. But like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.